She Says podcast. My name is Cordelia.
I'm Roz.
And I'm Shu Hui.
And today we're going to be talking all things postpartum. Now it's the perfect time to actually invite Dr. Annabelle in.
Yay! She's the principal clinical psychologist at Annabelle Psychology and Annabelle Kids.
But blues is really common, it's really normal. But unfortunately, I think with a lack of education, a lot of us might just immediately think, oh, we must be depressed. And I used to live on the 22nd floor by the river. A psychologist can be a good stepping stone, and the psychologist can also help you discuss and assess together if you need psychiatric medication to help you.
And is there like a time frame of, like, I guess the average recovery time, or it differs from person to person?
It differs. It differs because it depends on a few factors. One is whether this person, has support, and what kind of support, right?
Okay, so, sorry, baby, just to kind of round back to, baby blues is a drop in the estrogen and
progesterone.
Yep, I'm not even going to attempt to try to say that word. And then for postnatal depression, is it a combination of that and something else, or?
Yes. So usually you will have other like neurotransmitters and hormones affected. Dopamine levels go down, and then your serotonin levels are affected. So SSRI help to increase your serotonin levels. Right. So in the sense where the recovery time also depends on whether the mother has a pre-existing mental health condition, whether there's a family history of a mental health condition, like family history of depression, anxiety, whether the mother had prenatal depression, prenatal anxiety. So all that would mean that you're more susceptible to postnatal depression after delivery. It depends on the support that you have. And I'm very careful to say support because the support must be a good fit. Sometimes too much support where it's overwhelming and suffocating can be difficult. It also depends on the mother's personality. If it's difficult for the mom to draw boundaries, assert herself, then you can expect her mood to dip even more because she can't say no.
Totally,
right? Yeah. So then all like her current day challenges, right? So for example, if she has difficulties breastfeeding, but she really, really ties her identity to breastfeeding, then she might have thoughts of like unhealthy thoughts that I'm not a good enough mom, I can't provide for my child, you know, what kind of mom does that make me? Those things will affect her mood. So I think it depends on the circumstance and what she presents with. So broadly, even though we say postpartum depression, the form can be very different. What they're depressed about and how severe and the kind of support they have can be different. So then the treatment directions and duration can differ.
Right. What about, like we spoke earlier about some people feeling really like feelings of sadness when they latch or breastfeed? Apparently there is a medical term for it.
It's really normal actually. So I won't even attempt to say the medical term. Dysphoric.
Yes, that's the one.
Yes,
that's the one.
Is that part of postnatal, or is a separate postnatal depression, or something completely separate?
Separate.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's called dysphoric milk ejection reflex.
Okay.
I remember it's as DMER, like DMER.
Okay.
Yeah. But the science behind that is when we latch, our dopamine levels go down.
Oh, that's why. Okay, well, that makes sense completely.
Dopamine, So when our dopamine goes down, then we can feel sad. So that can happen. But that's not you being depressed.
So I'm curious for your patients, right? Most of them, do they self-diagnose? They feel that something is wrong with themselves, or actually their partners or their friends actually pointed out to them?
Both.
Then they go to,
Both. So sometimes it can be the OBGYNs who pick up or the family doctors who pick up. Sometimes it's husbands, friends, family members. Sometimes it's themselves. They start to feel very guilty that they cannot bond with baby, they cannot look after baby, or they're crying a lot. They feel like they don't step up. I think that's a really common thing they tell me. Like, I can't step into the shoes of being a mom. I feel very disconnected. And they might feel very isolated because I should be happy. You know, everybody's asking me why I'm not happy, why am I crying? So there's a lot of this pressure, and then they might seek help.
I think that during my period, I just blocked out all those because I was just thinking of survival mode, man. So I don't think I had that feeling of the sadness did not even reach me because I was just more of the when the baby is sleeping, looking at the baby, is it breathing? That kind of survival mode. Yeah, you know, like I don't really think that I actually had the emotion to think about being sad because all I could think about is survival mode. Like,
But some mummies might be in denial, you know. Actually, they might be feeling a bit sad.
so that's
but
why I said I don't know whether I
that's
actually
why
was
they're like, no,
upset
like,
at
can't
any
be
point
me,
in
could
time.
be
Yeah.
me, yeah.
Or maybe Cody's one is more like lack of awareness.
I
Because
don't
like
know.
survivalistic, right?
Yeah.
And then you got no time to check in on
It's
yourself.
like regardless of what happened, I
Yes.
can't even put my feelings into play.
Yeah,
Like
correct.
I just
Mm.
need to get this done.
Make sure the baby is alive, drinking, pooping, sleeping.
That would suggest to me that your default coping with stress and is problem solving.
Yes.
Deal with the
Yeah, fight or flight lah. I'm a very fight person.
just deal
Yeah.
with it. So at that moment when you are problem solving, then you won't actually think about your emotional state
Yeah.
because there's a hindrance.
Correct.
And
correct.
Then, yes,
Correct.
And then you don't actually get into you're not even socialized into recognizing the signs. So
So that is dangerous.
that is dangerous.
Oh shoot.
Yes, because then you don't know when to take a step
Correct,
back.
correct.
Until you're exploding.
Until I bum. Yes. Yeah. I'm like that. Until I really like flip a switch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, a question like so. All four of us are moms, and all four of us had different feelings of like either like baby blues or like even thoughts of like, oh, I can't deal with this baby anymore. What were some of the things that helped everyone get through it, or like what kind of support did you receive that made you feel better?
I was in a mommy group chat. I don't know, there's online,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we have
The
like
EDD
several,
chats.
EDD
Yeah.
chats,
When
yeah.
you say mommy group chats, is your own friends or
no,
like
no,
a,
with strangers.
With
So
the
we
same
all
mum.
Where
have
did
the
you find
same
this chat?
Yeah.
EDD within the same mum.
how do you
Yes,
find
same
this
mum.
group?
It's online,
Facebook.
online, yeah. So we are all in the same period
Yeah.
of the baby blues.
Yeah.
So we just share our troubles. So I thought, oh, I'm not alone. At 3 a.m., 4 a.m., when I'm pumping, when I'm alone at home,
shopping.
but everyone
Tell you they're shopping.
yeah, no, then we had this code word. So someone said, oh, if you're pumping, type moo. Then everyone moo. So that's funny.
Oh my
I'm
goodness,
like, oh my
that's
God, I'm
so
not the only
cute.
cow in
Yeah,
Singapore.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
so many cows are pumping in the living room alone. So yeah, it made me feel like I'm not alone.
I did not know about that, but I actually bumped into a friend that was at the hospital, so same due date.
Ooh, wow.
And she actually was like, "Hi, I don't know if she saw my name on the. Would they
Board,
put
yeah.
the name?
Yeah,
on
they
the-
do, they do, yes.
So she actually said, "Are you at the hospital?" Or maybe my friend told her. So we have a very good mutual friend. She's like, "I'm giving birth as well." So she actually walked over to me, and I walked over to her, and I'm actually not that close to her.
Yeah.
But
It's an
every
instant
day
bond.
after that, she just kept texting me. It's not her first child. So she's like, "Are you pumping, mama?" And like, I was thinking, hey, I don't really know you, but this feels so good.
Yeah.
You know? But after the breastfeeding journey stopped, it's like radio silence from her. But I really appreciated. I was like, oh, okay, that was nice. And, you know, she was like the only one messaging me. And I really appreciated that every time. And even when like my boobs were stuck, she gave me the numbers. Call this lady
Yeah.
straight
Oh,
away.
yeah.
It's like this special like breast massage lady who
Yeah.
just helped me clear everything. And the lady was like, how come you didn't prepare for this like before? I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, there is like a Facebook group chat
Yeah. Yep.
to
Yeah.
for all moms to contact me when
Yeah,
they're
there's a
doing
list of all
this,
the
to
numbers,
open
yeah.
up the milk ducts and all that. I said, nobody told me about no group chat. And like, thank God, she's like, yeah, yours is pretty serious because
Yeah.
it's like red. It was so painful. I was like screaming at my husband to suck it out, and he's like, no man will do that. Like, and I was like, no, some men do. Like, but he refused to do it.
Yeah.
But,
My husband
so-
also. Don't worry, you're not alone.
But yeah, so I wish I knew about that chat. Eventually, I joined something called like breastfeeding
Yes,
mummies
yeah,
or something.
yeah.
I tell you, they were so supportive. These are all strangers. You just say something like, something happened. What do I do? Wow, it's like almost
Yeah.
immediate, and there's so many different responses from different
Yeah.
moms with different experiences, and you just kind of like go down the list and try everything, and then you're like, oh, this one works, and then you feel so supported.
Yeah.
Like I cannot stress harder on like joining these
Support groups.
Yeah.
I think that one really helped me as well. I remember messaging Yen actually in the middle of the night. Yeah, back then. It was just, didn't know what to do. I had lumps on my armpits and all that. It was just scary. So, yeah, I think the support was very crucial actually. The mom groups, the breastfeeding support groups. And I think it was honestly, the breastfeeding was way worse than giving birth for me.
Mastitis.
Yeah, I had that also. So it was, I think when it comes to that postpartum depression and all that, right? if I were to be anything, it was because of breastfeeding.
Really? You know, like when
Not the recovery.
after giving birth, right? Like people are like, oh, what's the hardest thing? And I said, you know, like there's so many classes on like what
How
to
to
do,
give birth, the
like how to
doula
give
and all
birth, how to
that.
take care of the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, when you breastfeed, you have to hold it like this, and there's different ways. But nobody tells you about freaking like
Meningitis and
they
like
touch
strawberry
on it,
milk.
but what to do?
Yeah.
What do you call it? Like
How
where
often
it's,
do you pump?
where it's clogged. Like so, I was like, what do you mean clogged?
Yeah, you have to
Like,
burst the thing.
yeah, and then so my breast massage lady came and she's like, oh yeah, I can see it's like it's clogged. And she took like a sharp tweezer and I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm just gonna scratch it off.
Yeah.
Scratch what off? You know, like
skin,
obviously
yeah,
this is
the
not
part.
like science way or whatever, but she just took a tweezer, scratch, and she squeezed and it's just like splashing
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah,
around.
yeah.
You know, so it's like, and I even was like calling my husband, yo, hey, you gotta come look at this. It's like splashing
fountain.
everywhere. It was
Yeah.
really, you know, a fountain. And I was like, excuse me, you know, do you think you could like spray it away from my face? Because it's like, you know.
I remember it was really
Yeah, and she's like, what do you think I'm getting? I get a milk facial every day. And then like usually I don't think she'll want like men to come in.
Yeah.
But Yohei came in and I said, can you try to do this? And then he tried to squeeze and then she went, men's hand cannot. Y'all don't know how to do. So yeah, like all these things, like
Yeah.
nobody teaches you
No,
about it.
no.
So if you were to ask me what's the hardest part, it's like breastfeeding. And I think it's because there's just like
There is support, but there is not enough education in the
Yes.
way pre-pregnancy.
Yeah.
It's always post-pregnancy when you learn on the go.
but maybe because it's too wide, they don't even know what to touch
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
But I would think that like now looking back, I didn't really talk about it as well because I was pretty traumatized that you're just like, I just have to get through this.
Yeah.
Just get through this.
Yeah.
You know, and I just want to like, so I wouldn't circle back. Like, you know, everyone talks about giving birth, their birth story. Oh, I was in labor and blah, blah, blah. But breastfeeding was so traumatic
Yeah.
or like,
Yeah.
you just, and so lonely. Yes. Especially the nights.
And if you're oversupplier, like I was an oversupplier, then it's not like something to gloat about, but it's also something to gloat about because you're doing well, but it's also freaking tiring. So it's like that mental state of, are you doing good or you're not doing good? But you're also having a problem because you're doing too good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That state of mind.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is all the social support, practical support, right? That helps us get through that. And I think that's 100%, you know, we need the social support, we need the practical support. I think for me, I'm so grateful my second pregnancy, I had an amazing confinement lady.
You give birth
In
here.
Singapore?
That's why Asia
Congratulations.
is better.
Singapore.
Asia is better.
So first time no confinement lady. So I think that really made a huge difference, like practical help. So then I get to sleep, right? So my basic needs are met.
Yeah.
I just needed to have my basic needs
Yeah.
met. And then I think the other thing that made a difference for me is I made it a point to make sure that every day there's something for me that made me still feel like me. So whether it's like having a cup of coffee, having like a more luxurious bath, like, you know, like I remember I bought this special shower gel that I was going to use on hard days. Like, so I wanted to maintain
idea.
a little bit, like I have to take a shower, so then, you know, it's my hard day shower, right? So every day I maintain a little bit of something for myself, whether it's taking a short walk, 10-15 minutes locally, or things like that to make me feel sane. I'm a workaholic, so working made me feel sane.
Oh my god, I think that's me though.
Like I maintained, like even though I was on confinement, and then my confinement lady was so angry with me, go and sleep. Then I'm like, no, let me do this first. But that made me feel sane. That made me feel like I was not rotting away. I was not just checking pool. I was
my
not
God,
just singing
Sandra.
songs.
Yeah,
But
that's actually
I
very
was-
similar, I feel. Because like,
Yeah.
I think I got no road for emotions was because I was okay because I was working in that way. So I don't know whether I had time to feel sad or what because I was busy working.
You're just on the go.
I was just on the
all
go. I
time.
was just on the go. Yeah, I was just all the way lor. Survival mode. Work lor. Happy ma. Okay wa. Okay can lor. Yeah, I think that was me. Really, that was me.
So I think the takeaway is really, I don't think that there's one set way to be supported, or like one correct way or a
so
specific formula. There's so many different ways, but more importantly is to understand ourselves on a deeper level. Like, what do we need?
Yeah.
What are our barriers for asking what we need? So I know a lot of my patients, they have a lot of barriers to ask for help. They find it very difficult to tap out because there's a stigma that if I tap out means I'm not
Then
doing
mum
good
guilt.
enough. Yes, then there's mum guilt. And even when they tap out, then they cannot actually enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
So
Because you're constantly thinking.
yes. So I remember the early days actually.
Go for your hike.
When I go for my postnatal massages, then my massage lady is the one who is counseling me. Because she's like, take this time to rest.
Yeah.
But then I'm not, my mind is running wild. Then I'm like, how's my baby? Then I'll be watching my baby monitor. Yeah, then she's like, rest. But she's right. It helped me orientate myself that if I don't take this time to rest, I'm not going to go back and be a better version of myself. So having that awareness.
I'll tell you what happened with my postpartum massage lady. So Madam Partum, they'll come to the house for like whenever you need, right? And then my boobs were stuck, so I said, oh, it's urgent, I really need. And like they only had like a specific time slot because it's so last minute, and my mom couldn't be there. And then so I had to like do it when my husband was back from work. And of course, you don't fully trust the husband, especially since your mom can do such a good job, right? So I remember when he was coming back from work, like I was in a lift with him. I said, okay, so don't forget my massage lady is coming, and you're gonna have to watch the baby. And he looked at me, he's like, for how long? And then, wow, that triggered me because baby was like, I think a few weeks old or something. And I just like, for how long? For as long as you're a father. And then, like, how long do I have to watch the baby? What kind of question is that? But then he actually took it well. He laughed and he's like, fair response. And then, so I had it done in the room, and he was just sitting there watching TV. And then I was like, okay, lucky, like baby's asleep,
Sleeping.
all good, you know. And then so massage, and then suddenly, wah, and then don't know, I can't remember if it was to
panic
change
in you.
diaper or like to feed. But I remember he just checked the diaper and was changing, right? And I remember I was getting massage, and like my neck was like this. I was like, watch the neck. Well, you gotta do it like that, do it like this. And then the massage lady just threw her towel over my face.
Stop looking.
Yeah, and she says, don't look. It will never be up to your expectations, but it will be fine. This is your hour. Just relax. He can do it. Yeah, let him try. And I will never forget that. Like until today, I still remember. Like every time I see him doing something, I'll be like, let him try. And like my way is not the only way. My way is still better, but it's not the only way. Is what I'm saying.
That's very sweet of her. That was like your instant wake up call.
Yeah, and
actually.
I laughed. She like flung the towel over my face. I was like, what is going on? She's like, 不要看. Don't look. 会没事的. Yeah.
Sweet.
I love how Madam Partum's masseurs are all psychologically minded.
Well, I think they meet so many moms,
Yeah.
right? Like so many. That's all like they do with all the pregnant moms and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that. This is not like a shout out.
Yeah,
to all
this is
their
not,
product, but
it was-
I'm someone who really does not like taking showers. I just want it fast, like 5-10 minutes done. If I have to wash my hair, like it's like with product and all that takes like 5 minutes more. I'm like, oh, like long shower, you know? But like I boiled their what
the
is that
herbal
thing?
thing.
The herbal bath.
Yeah, the herbal bath.
And the best thing my friend ever got me was like a camping shower head.
Right.
So I put it in the bucket and I shower, and it's the best thing ever. Like because otherwise you have to scoop, right?
Yes,
You know,
yes.
I showered, and it's like you put the head back, it just keeps running in there. So you only use it when you need it, and it's like a proper shower. And I never skipped a day. Like, even though I don't like showering, I never skipped a day. Like it was the best herbal bath ever.
We don't have to have babies to have this herbal bath, right?
I guess you don't have to, right?
You will smell a bit medical lah.
No, it's not. It's like, what is
Got a
it?
bit lah, got a bit,
Lemongrass?
got a bit.
I don't know.
Got a bit.
I absolutely loved it. But before like getting these products, I actually asked like some friends, and it is like personal. Like some friends said it was like a chore to boil it and prepare it. And some said I absolutely loved my baths. But then she had a confinement nanny.
Yeah, I had a confinement.
So
nanny.
I didn't have one. And so sometimes like I do it, or sometimes my helper will do it. And I was smart. Like before that, I would try and boil a whole big pot. Then after a while, I just did a concentrated.
Then you just pour hot
version.
water.
Then I
Yeah.
brought it up, then poured it into the bucket, then I add water. And it was like good.
It was the best.
It was the best, honestly.
Okay. I'm
It
not
was
going to
our
have
spa
another baby, but that might be worth our trying.
Yeah, just do it on like a me day, you know?
sorry, I cannot already.
Yeah. Actually, I
Yes, a
remember.
few days.
I actually remember one more thing that I felt really helped to just get over all the anxiety and stress. I remember something like horrible my husband said. Like I just was feeling quite terrible, and I'm like, breastfeeding is so hard. Breastfeeding is so hard. Don't have time to sleep. Every 2-3 hours you have to wake up, and my baby is like a reflux baby. So after I breastfeed, I have to hold her up for, I tried 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes was the golden length of time. And then by the time she's not vomiting, I put her down. I only have an hour and a half to sleep. And my husband would just say, just stop breastfeeding. And I'm like, that's like the worst thing you could say to me.
Yeah.
But I think communication is key.
Yeah.
So I actually told him, I said, that's actually not what I want to hear. Yes, I told you that I want to stop at 2 months, maybe. But I'm telling you that a lot of things are going through my head. A lot of emotions are going through my body. What is it? I don't know. I can't tell you, but something is off. And, instead of just telling me what you think will help, maybe you can ask me what will help. And I think your tone will matter as well. So he actually, sat me down and said, okay, what are the things that you think you need? Like, what are
I
the
love
things
your
that
relationship. It's damn cute.
Yeah, so he actually asked, what are the things that are bothering you? And let's start from like small to big things. You don't have to just start with the crazy things. I said, honestly, like the walk to the kitchen to put the pumped breast milk in, like it's obviously not a long walk, but because I walk, when I come back, I cannot sleep already. So he's like, okay. He put the fridge like right next to the bed. So it's just
Put the pump up to the fridge.
yeah. And then Ziplocs. And then I realized, like with the breastfeeding chat, I don't have to wash my pumps after every pump.
But put it in the fridge.
Nobody told me that.
Yeah.
So for the first week, I was washing it after every pump throughout the night. So I was thinking, how can people sleep? Then I put it in Ziploc and in there, So
Mine, nobody told me the different flange sizes, man. I was dying. But that one tomorrow. Next episode. That one next episode.
But I think parenting brings out teamwork. Whether parenting can work or not, whether like you get enough support after you have a baby, depends on communication and teamwork.
And
It's
he
like a
worked so
team
fast, immediately he got a fridge, immediately put it right there. What else you need? Ziploc with bags there. Okay, the breast milk bags right there, So he made it like really easy. And just to cut the walk to the kitchen, like helped me a lot.
But I think it's the fact that he asked you felt cared for.
I trained
and then-
him to ask me.
very true.
It's like, I need to do that with my husband.
And then he did it, right? So you feel loved and supported
Yes.
as well. Yeah, so effective communication, working together. So husbands play an integral role. Family members do as well. But I think very importantly is husbands. And earlier you were saying, husbands sometimes can feel like they neglected or they may not also feel like they can bond or their mood can also be affected. All those are true, like it can happen. So I think it's also a point where we look out for each other during this process.
Yeah, I think my husband was actually okay. He was very supportive. I think because he was supportive, we were both okay. Yeah, and I think that is very crucial. Yeah, very, very crucial. Okay, I think there's like this social stigma to like when people actually have depression, they don't dare to talk about it and they don't dare to get help. How can we break this?
Be kind. Ask curiously and gently. Provide support. Support can come in a form of practical support like your shower head. Support can come in a form of, do you need extra help? Support can come in a form of like, how are you doing? We can only tell someone we are going through something hard if we feel safe. So if there's no psychological safety, we feel like if I tell you something, you will judge me, or you will tell me just stop it, or like do this, don't do that, or you will tell me what I should or should not do basically, then it doesn't make it safe for me to tell you that I'm struggling. So we need to first set stage for that.
And
So-
it's actually perfectly okay to not be okay.
Yes. In fact, I think we should expect ourselves not to be
Yeah.
okay, because
There's
it's
no
a
such
brand
thing as
new.
a perfect mom, guys.
Yeah, and I definitely don't recommend being a perfect parent. Parenting is about good enough parenting and not about perfect parenting. So I think setting stage for that, creating safety allows the person to actually seek help, like talk to you and say, I'm actually struggling.
So what kind of questions can we ask? Like, are you okay? Do you need help?
Yeah.
Yeah, but usually when you ask that, then people will be like,
Okay lor.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think how you ask it, like your tone and the circumstance matter. So I think for me, like my girlfriend would text me, and I know that it's a personalized individual text, like she's really checking in on me, not like in a maybe like a group chat setting,
Like,
like,
how are
oh,
you?
how
Yeah.
you, then actually the correct answer is fine, right? Or like, she makes an effort to deliver something to me, to let me know she's thinking about me, so I feel supported. So these are like intangible, like she doesn't necessarily kind of say, is everything okay? But I know she cares about me. And then that means that when I'm struggling, I know I can speak to her because she's not likely to judge me. So I think it's not just the questions. And in fact, most of the time, it's not the questions, what we say, it's the tone and the circumstance. Right? And with the right tone, you're gentle, you ask questions, you let her know, like normalize that it's okay. I went through something similar, or I may not have gone through something similar, but I can imagine that this is really hard for you. I want to let you know I'm here. Just let me know what I can do to make this better.
So what happens if you feel that your friend has depression but she refuses to seek help? She's like, I'm okay one, don't worry, it's just blues. They just refuse to seek help.
Yeah, so I will, and that's actually very common. So I will first find out what are the barriers to seeking help. What are they worried about? What are they concerned about? So I will come from a position of asking questions more than telling them what they should or should not do. But like I hear you, and you're thinking that it's blues, but I'm concerned, right? Because actually blues is really first 2 weeks, but this has been going on for 4 to 6 months, and I'm getting really concerned. How are you thinking about this? What are your concerns about this? So we cannot help them if we don't know what their concerns are.
So can we like go ahead and schedule an appointment?
No, you
Is that
can't
okay?
force them.
Yeah
lah.
lah, but if they don't want
I
to
think
seek
it's
help,
more
mah.
about the tonality with how you engage in this particular subject, and like how she mentioned, it's really how you go into it. If you say, hey, you need to see a doctor lah, confirm you want to go on. It's really wordplay.
So
It's
actually,
really
I wanted to
wordplay.
ask, like, in your experience of like all the patients that go and see you, was it them coming to you, hey, I need help, or is it more like someone said I needed help and
What's the percentage like?
Yeah.
I am very heartened to tell you at least 50% are the
Self-help.
moms self-help. Because actually I think there's been quite a bit of increased education, which is quite important. So then they realize that something is off.
You are
and
not alone.
sometimes actually they are not even really, like they don't meet criteria for postnatal depression, but they just wanted to have it formally assessed, and they just wanted some strategies as well to prevent themselves from falling to that.
Psycho themselves that you're fine.
Change the mindset. Sometimes they might even come in because they had a history of depression before they got pregnant, and then they are concerned that they might have depression.
Fall into it again.
Yes. So then they just wanted to equip themselves. But specific to this type of work, I find it really cute because sometimes the girlfriends come with them.
Yeah.
It's really cute. Like, so I think one way that you can be supportive is to offer to go together, is to offer to find a psychologist that you trust. It could be like word of mouth. You've heard of like someone seeing someone, and then you can offer to make the appointment, and then you can offer to go. You can find out information that you can share with her. Like, one concern that all new moms have when they see us is, but the timing cannot match. I need to look after baby's nap time,
I take your
pumping,
baby, you go.
breastfeeding time.
I'll say I take your baby, you
yes.
go.
Online.
Yes, so it's important. Then you can ask, you can call the clinic and ask, do you all do online sessions, right? It's the timing, like what are the timings that are available? So you can find this information out, and then you can let her know that I'm happy to go with you. Yeah.
Or like bring the baby,
I
I'll
take
hold
care.
the baby,
Yeah.
you can, I'll be right next to you.
And it's really cute. It's really nice to see like that happens. Like girlfriends, they come and then they leave the baby outside, and then with their pram, and then they will bring all the rattle toys. Then they will look after the baby. Then the mother comes in. Yeah. So I will also tell the mom that your baby is outside. Mom also gets very anxious, right? I feel very bad. I'm imposing on my friend. Can she handle? I hear my baby crying. What am I going to do? But I will always tell the mom, it needs to be comfortable. If you feel like you need to bring baby in, and then you need to latch, and then baby needs food, and that makes you feel safer and you feel okay to speak with that circumstance, then that's okay. It has to be something that works for you.
Okay, so how about the other 50% that is brought in by their family friends or family
Loved ones.
How do they actually do that?
So I must say, part of that is really what we were talking about being curious and asking the barriers of going, and then giving it a bit of time for them to connect the dots, right? So I think it's also us managing our expectations to say, what I think is best for you may not necessarily truly be best for you. And if therapy is not the answer, are there also other forms of help that you might consider, right? So sometimes it may not be, I must go and speak to a therapist. What about, are you actually even speaking to anybody? Like your sister, your friend, or me? Like having an outlet and having, like sometimes just talking helps us organize our thoughts.
Or maybe just like probe a little bit to see if they're open to the idea, instead of just saying, you have an issue, let's go and
Yeah.
see a therapist, right?
It's a wordplay thing.
Yeah.
Yes. So on that note, generally the experience is actually better to not beat around the bush.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
I
would
think you have
that
a problem. Let's
But
go
not
see
in that
a
tone. And not that not all or nothing, girl.
Ultimatum, you don't go now, we're not friends anymore.
We have ultimatums. We do have ultimatums.
Okay.
We
Oh,
do.
wow.
Yes.
Especially when it's more serious,
Yeah.
like they probably have bad thoughts and all that. I think you kind of have to, put your foot
so
down. And
there's the ultimatums that sometimes partners draw that as a card, but we always try not to get to that point.
That's like the really extreme case of if you don't go, we're gonna get a divorce kind of thing.
Yes, correct. So that's not healthy communication in a relationship. But I have found in my clinical experience that not beating around the bush is better. Because come on, you know what I'm saying. I know what you want, what you mean, but you beat around the bush means it's not safe for me to tell you what I'm going through.
because you can't
and
even tell
you
me
can't
what
handle.
you
yeah,
really
yeah,
mean
yeah,
to
yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, you can't handle it if I tell you. But I might actually say something like, I'm really concerned about you. I've learned that you haven't really been sleeping, eating, you've been crying a lot. And like your eyes are swollen, you're really struggling. Have
Why
you
not see a
considered-
therapist?
Yeah, have you considered like speaking to a psychologist about it? Have you thought about it? Chances are they have thought about it, right? But
But they
there's-
paiseh to go.
Yes, or that they don't know who to go. Like they don't know who to trust. They don't know who to go. They
Okay,
don't
guys,
know what we
you're
do.
watching?
Go to
Contact Dr.
Dr.
Annabelle.
Thank you. Yes, I love working with women. So I think like these steps can be helpful, right? Like, I'm really concerned about you. Have you considered? So giving an invitation. I'm happy to go with you, right? I'm happy to sit in the waiting room as you go. And don't worry, it's about fit. If you feel like this one is not comfortable and you don't really like this fit, we can always look for someone else, and I will be here to go through it with you, or like any other help that you might need, right? My work hours are flexible. I can take baby, don't worry, go, right? So sometimes it is that direct invitation and then being very clear about,
push.
I'm comfortable with anything that you're going to throw at me, right? So for example, if they say, I'm thinking of killing myself, right? And I think the knee-jerk response can be, oh my God, we need to seek help. You need to go to hospital now. That can also actually make it very unsafe for the person. But also then our tone matters, right? How we react matters. Take a deep breath, regulate our own anxiety and say, I'm really worried about you, right? Like Ross did it earlier, like this is not normal, right? And it sounds like you're really struggling, but you don't have to do this by yourself. I'm glad you told me. Thanks for telling me, right? It sounds like you trust me to be able to help you. Let me help you, right? I know of these resources, right? There are these resources that I read. It sounds like maybe you have postnatal depression from what I'm reading on this resource, but I'm not very sure, but maybe a psychologist can be helpful. Or like before we get to that appointment, do you want to see your doctor first? Like your family doctor or, the OBGYN, or you can put out the Edinburgh scale and then let's go through this together, right? Or like actually what's happening? Like, are you sleeping enough? Right? Do you need
Tell me
more
what's
help?
wrong.
Tell me what's wrong. So all these are steps that can help to encourage them to seek help. Sometimes telling them that when I went through something difficult, I found it helpful when I spoke to somebody, right? And I don't know whether it would help you, but maybe it's worthwhile to at least try, right? And then you can also turn it down after 1 or 2 sessions if you don't like it. So giving them some sense of control. Because I think by that time, right, they will feel like nothing is in their
Nothing
control.
matters really.
Yeah, and then like not going is their autonomy, right? Not going is their control. And if we rob that away from them, then that can have an
feel
adverse effect on their mood. But giving them that sense of control.
Whatever it is, I would say the summary is don't be afraid to seek help. Even if you think you have depression or you don't have depression, just seek help. Talk to somebody, open up. It's not good if you have to keep everything yourself. I think it's really at the end of the day, it's about finding that support in any way possible. Yeah.
And maybe another take home from that, right, is I also remind my patients who come, whether or not it's for postnatal depression, that actually therapy helps to deepen the understanding of yourself. Right, so actually when you are learning something or you are getting treated for postnatal depression, the skills that you learn or the understanding you have for yourself can be generalized into other areas of your life. Right, when you understand yourself better, like, that you are probably like default problem solving and you are not very aware of your emotions, learning about that can also help you manage other areas. I find that has helped with managing the stigma a bit, because it's just about becoming a better version of myself, more that there's necessarily I'm mentally ill.
Yeah, I actually went for therapy like maybe a couple months into my pregnancy, because I found that my husband was saying really weird things like we went to a friend's, what do you call it, baby shower, like they gave birth already. Is that baby shower?
Can be pre or post.
Yeah, so post baby shower. And we sat there for a long time because they really enjoy having people at their house. I think we were there for like 6 hours or something. And then my friend just kept disappearing into the room. And then he's like, where's she going? And I was like, she went to feed the baby first time. And then second time she went in. And then he's like, where'd she go? Feeding the baby. And then he's like, you better not be that kind of mom, okay? Obsessed with the baby, constantly feeding the baby. Then I was like, you have to feed the baby every few hours. He's like, no, look at us. We eat breakfast, lunch, dinner. Then I'm like, okay.
What the heck?
And then I was like, that is not the way. He's like, how do you know? Then he's like, I'm going to ask my mom. I said, I think you better Google than ask your mom. It's like 40 years ago, your mom's not going to remember, Yeah. But like when he said things like that, it made me very worried. And he was like so adamant. Like it sounds like a joke, but it's not a joke. He really was like, you just need to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner. Why are you so obsessed? Like baby cry doesn't mean it's hungry. I'm like, our baby's gonna starve to death. Oh my god, And then, so I had to go for therapy, and I went for like, I think like 3-4 months, because
For the both of you?
me.
Oh.
Yeah, I said I have anxiety because like, I've been with my husband for a long time, 20 years, and you feel like you know him inside out, but like I'm seeing him in a new light because this is a new situation.
Yeah.
And with him, I feel like I know him so well that if I thrown into a situation, I can see the outcome. But this one I can't. It's like black. Black picture. So I said he's either going to be an amazing dad or a father. So I couldn't see it. And then maybe like postpartum, it was really terrible. And like, it was new for both of us. We couldn't agree on a lot of things, you know, and she really helped me work through things and how to respond with love. That was the thing I remember. If my husband is doing something wrong, you don't have to correct him in like a condescending way. Respond with love. And I was like, yeah, I can do that. But wow, it's hard, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to respond with love when you're like so angry and full of
Yes.
resentment. So it actually took a
Baby,
long time.
you
Yeah.
need to do this instead of that because it helps it get better.
Yeah.
I tried that. And my husband said, "What's wrong with you?"
It's like when you talk to me like a 3-year-old kid, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you just slowly figure out the way. Because sometimes I'll be like, wow, you did an amazing job. And he's like, you don't usually give me words of affirmation. I was like, yeah, the therapist told me to do it. So did it make you feel good? He's like, yes. I'm like, yeah. Did you mean, but he was like, did you mean it? I'm like, not really. But as long as it makes you feel good, I'll try anything. You know?
This is probably another topic for another day, but I think after baby arrives, the biggest feeling that most couples and most mummies share with me is resentment. Yeah, and then that's very insidious. It bleeds into the
Yes.
marriage. It affects the
And it creeps
relationship.
in slowly. You don't even know that how bad it's going to be until it becomes bad.
Yeah.
You know, Dr. Annabelle has such a comforting voice.
I know.
I feel like I'm going to tell her all my family secrets, you know.
I know.
Whenever she asks, I will say, yeah, I'll just answer
feel
it
like-
truthfully. What's my ATM password?
I feel like suddenly she's like reading us as well. So I'm just like, she reading my body posture right now, like how I'm acting.
Yes, that's very comfortable body posture.
We're good, guys. We're good.
Sussed out the place already.
All right, so that comes to the end of this episode as well. Once again, we would like to thank Dr. Annabelle for
This
sharing.
has been like a huge therapy
yeah,
session.
like a huge, amazing session with her as well. We get to learn a lot, not just about ourselves, but for others as well. And we hope that you guys, if you ever need help, please just seek out. We are just an IG DMs away as well. we
you're offering our
yeah,
services.
we
We're
can,
not
we can offer.
professionals, okay?
But we can offer a
someone,
little
just
talk.
to
Yeah,
anyone,
we can offer a
yes.
little talk, especially if you're mom as well. So yeah. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See you. Bye.